Bam. Bam. We are live. Man, that was pretty good to set it all up quick like that.
Now, I went on to YouTube and ain't doing nothing yet.
Yeah, mine ain't neither. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Live now.
Now what?
Oh, there we go. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. A little lag.
Well, it should be about 10 seconds from what you see. There's like a 10-second delay from here to the actual what you'll see on YouTube.
So I need to turn it down in yard streaming, don't I?
Turn what down?
The microphone down for you.
No, you sound fine.
But when I look on YouTube, there's a lag.
Right, because it's streaming from StreamYard to YouTube, so there'll be a 10-second delay between the two. What's up, Moko? Energy John, how you doing, man? Tall Grass, how you doing? Matthew, what's up, Jeff? Jonah, Erica, how you doing?
What's up, Matthew?
Freddie Wayne.
Right. Y'all know I'm new at this, so you know.
we put Ray on the spot, boy. I was like, me and Ray gonna go live. He was like, yeah, I'll do it for a little bit. I was like, shit. Yeah. All right, let me get all this set up real quick here so we can get going. All right.
Moko. I watch Moko. Freddie Wayne.
Let's see.
What's up, man?
So y'all know who he is there. I'm sure y'all know who he is, but we'll put it up there.
Video every day, y'all. Damn, man.
Yeah, what more do you want?
Damn, man. You're killing me, man. Can't even get to 700 subscribers, man. What the hell?
So what's up?
Okay, let me turn off the YouTube. Okay, I'll just close it out. Is that better?
It is 6:30 here. And see, I usually put YouTube on my screen and then I just pause it. That way I can read the comments.
Okay, let me do
because
that.
Because the comments will come through on YouTube quicker than they do on StreamYard.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Raining here like crazy, 50-mile-an-hour winds. Man, I went through that last week. My goodness. What time is it over there? It is 6:30 here. It is 7:30 race time.
Yep, 7:30, yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, am I able to look at it in YouTube too? Yeah. Lawn Kings, what's up, man? Jack's Lawn Care. Looks like there's a delay though.
Yeah, I just paused the video on YouTube.
Okay, I see.
But and the comments still come, so
I see. So I don't. Yeah, that's good. All right, Jack's Lawn Care, what's up? Erica.
Eagle Eye, what's happening? What's happening?
What's up, man? What's up, Eagle Eye? Man, I've seen all these people before, man. I watch a lot of them, you know.
All right, guys. So we got the one and only Ray in here. The one and only Ray, man.
Man.
I think am I the first one to have you?
I think I did one with the Dirty Blind Truth.
Oh man.
Yeah, those sure cans do swell in the heat, man. They do swell big time.
Yeah. Any gas can swells in the heat.
Yeah, I'm constantly, doing the releasing it,
Yeah. Spray Ray.
Yeah. Trying to get this thing down where I can see everything going on here.
What up, Eden? How's everyone doing, Tim? I'm great, man. I'm great. I've only got Ray on my channel. It's been a great been a great Sunday. Maybe I figured getting Ray on my channel and just having his name in the title section of my video, maybe more people will start watching me, and I'll hit 10,000 quicker. See?
I don't know what's up, man. I can't 10,000. I can't even get 1,000, dude. I can't even get 800, man.
Yeah, I've been there. Trust me.
Jeez, man.
It took me 4 years to not even hit 10,000. Yet I watched people start 6 months ago past me.
Yeah, I'm trying to fast track it, man.
Sure cans should be called spill cans. Why's that?
Come on, man.
I don't spill. I know. This coming from that's your guy right there, Ray, with the 94R that says it's junk. All American.
Man. Look, I love the 94R. I use it today. It started every time on the second pull.
He took it to the shop, Ray, to see what's wrong with it. So,
damn, man, I ain't never took a weed eater to the shop, dude. Not never.
He said it's did it ever since he bought. Ever since he bought the thing,
man.
Yeah,
bad news, man.
And I told him, I said, man, you should just take that thing and put it up. So, just put it up. So he went and bought an Echo. Okay. He went and bought a 2620T. He really did. He really did.
That was a violation, man.
Look, and he sent me a video and he said, man, it starts on the first pull. You show that to Ray and tell Ray that the 94 won't do that.
Man, y'all, come on. Yes, most of my lawns are bi-weekly down here in the South. I have so many customers that I just about have to. I don't have time to do them weekly. And I just set it up like that in the very beginning, and I just never, most of the time, and I found, y'all, that when you got weekly customers, they're a whole lot pickier than bi-weekly. Just saying. For the most part, at least down here where I'm at. For real, Brian.
How you liking the new trailer, Ray?
Man, I really like the trailer, man. The trailer's, I hate the ramp. Why don't they build a freaking trailer with a 60-inch ramp?
Right.
Is
it 5 foot? Yeah.
It's 48.
Yeah, mine's 5. Yeah, 4 foot. 4 foot.
It's a 48-inch ramp, and I'm paying $3,700 for the trailer. And I told the guy, I said, before I went and got the trailer when they were still building it, I said, so I would like to be able to get a ramp on there, 6 foot or 60-inch ramp. And he says they don't offer that. I'm like, what? I said, I'll pay for it, dude. So now I'm gonna have to extend the ramp a foot just to make it. So I'm rubbing like I'm scrubbing like hell on the.
I say forever to get mesh on the dead gum thing.
Yeah, it was 5 weeks to build a trailer, and I'm spending money like that. But I had to have a trailer that was 10,000 pounds, man. So I'm rough on trailers, man. I'm in Georgia, Matthew. And y'all excuse me if I ain't seen the comments as quick because I ain't used to doing all this triple packing, man. I feel like I got Bo next to me right here, y'all. Having to read this, watch this, and look out for him over here.
Tallgrass said, I'm losing subscribers. Dude, I do too. I look 1 minute and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm at 27, and then I look and I'm like, damn, now I'm back at 25. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I was at 621, and then it went to drop to 619. I said, did I say something bad in the video?
Right. It's just what happens, man.
And then it'll jump back up to 624 or something,
Mm-hmm. Erica, what did I have for dinner? It was tater tot casserole.
We got some. I'm gonna have some barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
And the foodie grill, the Ninja Foodie. Man, it tastes just like it's on the grill, man. I wouldn't know no difference, man. We cook steak and everything in that thing, man.
What steak? Okay. But y'all got any questions for Ray? Ray, you've been doing this a long time, man. What would be one piece of advice that you could give somebody?
Be smart with your money. Don't overinvest in the beginning. Make sure it's something that you want to do, something that you like to do. The biggest thing to me is, being smart with your money, because at the end of the day, you got to be smart with your money so you can kind of build your business slowly but surely. It took me at least 5 years before I got my first big boy mower, 60-inch Z-turn. I had tractor mowers. So y'all see all that I have now. But in the beginning, it was never like that. It was just, I want to make sure I can pay my bills. Once I established that, okay, now I want to make sure that I can buy a new mower. Establish that, and I need a bigger trailer, or I need a trailer. I was coming out of the back of a pickup truck. So being smart with your money and not being too quick to pull the trigger on new equipment and stuff if you don't have the customer base, to back it up. That will bode you well through the whole, at least for me, throughout the whole 13 years, and know when to pull the trigger. What's up, Shane? And know when to pull the trigger on equipment and stuff, and be thinking about what you're doing, what you're trying to do, where you're going, where you want your business to go. I wanted mine to get really big, so I can kind of hire guys and sit back. And I've always had that vision, so being smart with your money is key because everything costs so much money. Y'all know this. So the equipment's, I mean, it's just expensive. It doesn't matter what mower you buy. We play a lot of games with the mowers that we want to purchase or not purchase. We're always playing games, but work with what you got for real until you get your money right, and then you just, I've always been about. Thanks, Shane. I've always been about expanding. Trying to get bigger and bigger, and I've had a lot of drawbacks along the way, though, for real. With employees and things like that. So sometimes I say, damn, I could make more money if I was just, didn't have all the overhead.
Right.
And then other times I'm like, man, I'm glad I got these guys working for me because I ain't got to do all that stuff I don't want to do. I don't have to trim the bushes. I can just sit on the mower and manage everything. I like that part of it, until they break a window or cut somebody's cable line. So yeah, if there's any one thing though, I would say be careful with your money and try to bank your money up. You should be able to bank your money up, and I'm not against credit for lawnmowers and stuff. I try to pay cash for everything, but sometimes you just can't. Like the next mower I buy, I'm going to finance it because the deals are so sweet.
Yeah, 0%.
48 months, 0%, y'all. Come on, if you can't pay a mower off in 48 months, you need to find something else to do. To me, that's my thinking on that. But and I don't buy little mowers because I don't have little properties. So, that it's all. The money. If you just think about what you're going to do with your money, then you should do well, and don't be so see a shiny piece of equipment and pull the trigger when you don't have the customer to justify that.
True statement. Jeff wants to know, how do you find new clients?
Well, most of my customers come from referrals, y'all. When I started out, I go up in the neighborhoods, and I would put flyers out until the postal service told me I couldn't do it no more. I was doing it wrong, I was putting them in mailboxes. I didn't know, but what I've learned over the years is I just try to get as much as I can out of every customer. I don't know, because contrary to what everybody thinks, most customers, at least down here where I'm at, they don't want a whole bunch of different people on their property. So they want the same guy on there doing everything from the gutters. I've done pressure washing. I don't do that kind of thing anymore because over the years I've kind of honed in on exactly what I want to do. Exactly where my business is, and I've had to learn all of that through. Well, I pressure wash his house and make $200, but hell, it took me, climbing up and down a ladder, and it took me, all day. When I go out there and cut grass for 3 hours and make $200, and I'm sitting on the machine,
right?
And the pressure washing is not as repetitive. The pressure wash is just an example. The good thing about the lawn care is the maintenance is just so repetitive. The customer gets to know you, they get to trust you, and then once all that happens, then they refer you to their mama, they refer you to their daddy, they refer you to their rental properties, they refer you to their whatever, their lake house. You name it, man. I've done it. I've done it all. So once I honed in on exactly what I wanted to do, I got away from pressure washing. I got away from building decks and fences. I got away from all the hard labor stuff that don't pay me as much money as a machine will. And that goes right back to your money. You got to have big money to buy the big machines or the good machines to where you can have easier labor. I'm talking about back labor, to make the money. I believe, and I still believe to this day, that he who owns the machines runs everything. So that's just me. I buy equipment, and I buy equipment when I see the opportunity to buy a piece of equipment, and I see that my bills are paid, blah 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 blah. Bam, I'll buy a piece of equipment And when I'm on the mower, y'all can take this for what you want to. When I'm on these lawnmowers and I'm riding around on these big properties, I ain't sitting there twiddling my thumbs. Yeah, I'm watching what I'm doing, but I'm plotting, I'm doing all these thinking about how I can make more money from this property, what piece of equipment would I buy next if I had that, because I have all this time of sitting on a machine, and for the most part, the properties I do, I've been doing them for 8, 10 years, same properties, so it's kind of mundane, and, a lot of it's kind of boring to me. That's why I have time to do the videos. A lot of people ask me, how do you have so much time to do the videos, man? Because it's like, well, the yards are kind of boring to me, just a mundane cutting the grass, And Shane, if I had to start up a business, man, I would say, just to start it up, man, you can probably get away for a couple $1,000s, but you got to have some customers backing you, to be able to get in the game. I don't want to get in the game and I don't have no yards. I'm not going to go out and buy a $10,000 lawnmower and have 2 customers, And what that does, y'all, is that builds your character, that builds you up inside for your confidence. You got to have confidence to be in this game, Danny will tell you that, if you're not confident, man, you can't do what I do anyway. You have to be confident to a point of, and that don't come with year 1, year 2. That just comes with the failures and the successes, the failures, the successes.
I tell people all the time, it's the mindset that will literally make you or break you in this of, hey, man, you can have a flat tire and then your mower go down. And you can have a bad day. It happens to everybody eventually. But the key is, how are you handling it? How do you react? You handle it. Do you say, all right, let's get this knocked out. Let's get this taken care of now. It's always like, great, another damn more money. But then you keep going and you're like, all right, you know what? We got to get it fixed to get back going. So let's just get it fixed, get it done, move on with our day, and continue to do what we can get done instead of going, man, the day's shot. It's all in the mindset of how you take it.
And having a little money in your pocket when things go down builds your confidence too.
Oh,
if
always.
You spent all your freaking money on a damn mower, and then your trailer axle goes out, and you're down on the side of the road with a mower on the trailer, and the tire done rolled off down the damn woods somewhere because the hub done come off. And you sitting there, you done spent your last $2,000 on a lawnmower. Well, that's a problem, So it's a slowly but surely thing, and you also learn how to do a lot of stuff too along the way, because I didn't have any money. These days I can pay for more things than what I used to pay for, because I factor in, okay, if I take 3 hours to fix this, then I'm going to lose $300, but it's only going to cost me $100 to pay somebody to fix this. And my mind breaks it down real quick now. Okay, well, fine, and now I'd rather go do this and make the $300, give $100 of it away to fix whatever I was broke, and then keep moving,
Yeah. See, the thing is a lot of people think, man, okay, I can buy a trailer and I can buy this mower and that, it's nice to have all this equipment, but what everybody forgets about with that equipment is the maintenance part of it, man. The wheel bearings, the brakes on the trailer, the tires on the trailer. People forget about that until it's actually time to do it. And then it's like, well, damn, I didn't think of that. Totally didn't think about maintenance.
So, and I'm still running into that. 13 years in, y'all, I still run into surprises all the time. I just had this issue with the Exmar, and at the end of the day, it was a freaking throttle cable done come out of the pinch thing where it pinches, the throttle cable pinches on the back of the engine for the throttle.
Right.
That thing done moved.
Oh, the screw right there.
The screw didn't move, but the cable slid up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
13 years in, y'all, and it took me 3 days to figure that out. There's so many things that can go wrong, and the more I'm in this business, the more I realize what can go wrong instead of what can go right. And that creates a preventative cycle in my head, trying to prevent this from happening and prevent that from happening. I see the tires with thread on it. Well, I ain't gonna keep riding like that. I'm gonna flip the tire around or buy another tire.
Dude, I was dying when you did that. I was like on Instagram. I was like, did he really just flip that tire around?
I did it. Yeah, I did, because I was sitting there. I was waiting on that freaking trailer for over 5 weeks, and I was not going to buy another $100 tire.
That was too funny.
And yeah, I could have bought a $100 tire and threw it on there and then wore it out too. I just flipped it around and said, okay, I'm trying to get to Friday so I can go get this new trailer, and then we're going to just figure it out after that.
So I know we've talked about this, but did you ever decide whether or not you were going to sell that trailer?
No, not yet. Well, see, I know if I sell it, I'm selling somebody a headache, and I know that I got to get a certain amount of money for it, and the headache might not be if they buy it from me, then they're going to say, well, I paid all this money for the trailer, and both axles are bent or whatever, wearing tires out every which way. So there's that. I'm like, man, I could keep it and probably last me 5 years before I fool with the tires, because I'm not going to be using it every single day. And if it gets so important where I'm using it every day, why buy another trailer? That means I'm making good money.
Well, the thing is if you decided to keep it, axles, I know axles here with brakes, labor and everything is less than $400.
Yeah, I could probably get 2 3,500-pound axles on there. One of them with brakes, say, probably $600 installed, probably $700 installed. Now I could do it myself, and I've done it many times on all my trailers. And guys, any of you guys, young guys out here that are watching this, man, y'all have to learn how to work on your freaking trailers, man, because your trailer goes in the shop, well, you're down. That means you're not earning. That's a big deal. It's just the trailers are just as important as the mowers. If you can't get a mower to the job, I've been down behind trailers because I didn't know how to, redo the hubs on the trailers and stuff. And I learned how to go to Tractor Supply, buy a hub, and I had to learn that. Oh, and I had to learn it on the side of the highway. Loaded with my mowers loaded with equipment, and I can't take the trailer nowhere. I had to pull the mowers off the trailer and hide the mowers in the woods, just because you can't leave the trailer.
He said hide them in the woods.
Drive the mowers up in the woods, So, see you later, Shane.
Have a good one, Shane.
So, it's like there's just so many instances where you got to be handy, in this game. Everything from, a sweet gum ball getting stuck in the pulleys, on the it'll throw a belt. Well, guys that work for me, they don't know anything about that. Throws a belt, They're down. I'm looking at it, but it didn't break the belt, so we're okay. We can work with it. If it didn't break, all the belt didn't break. We'll figure it out. Things
so
like
Brian wanted to know, are you always going to be an Exmark fan? I don't think Brian was here whenever he was showing that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Hopefully he don't buy one of them, but he's got the Skag catalog and the Exmark catalog there. Hopefully he chooses the Exmark one. But no,
I don't know, y'all. Danny, I don't really know it really. I've always ran Exmark, so I'm biased to Exmark because they make a great mower. Thanks, Cattleman. But I want to try something different, man.
Yeah.
I just want to, I want to try something different.
Loco ended up buying he had a Toro and he bought the 40-inch, and he does a lot of, they cut pretty low down there in Oklahoma, but he also does a lot of weedy lawns. And so, man, that thing just held grass and, just clogged up. So he ended up buying he had a Skag. So he ended up deciding to go with a Skag 36 as well. So he ended up buying it, and he loved it, man. He loved it. But I mean, man, I'm a huge Toro fan. I just love the grass disbursement and how you can open the chute up wider to just throw the stuff out there and not clog up. But But my Skag, I believe, honest to God, I got a lemon. The dealers didn't have a clue what was going on with it. The reps didn't have a clue, what was going on with it. And for a year and a half, it was just a total nightmare for me, man. And so, I'm partial to just stay away from. I mean, you have that one bad experience, and it just does it. That's it. That's all I needed.
See, to me, with the mowers, the biggest thing with the mowers, and I know people say it's the deck this and the deck that, it's the tires, it's the wheels or whatever. To me, it's all about the freaking power. That's what it's all about to me.
I wished I had more power. I mean, I haven't run across anything that that Z Master, that 25.5 can't handle. But I'd always love to have more power for sure.
The next mower I buy, whether it's an Exmar or a Skag, it's going to be 30 horsepower. And if I can get a 35 horsepower on a 52-inch mower, that's what I'll do, because that directly reflects clogging everything. The ability to throw the grass as far away from the mower as you can.
Right.
All that. I mean, any to me, and it's just
blade tip speed is going to be better, and
everything, and it's going to last longer. You're going to pay a few more thousand, And another thing too, as I'm looking at mowers, I have 3 Exmar mowers, and now you guys watch my channel, y'all know that I got a 2 60-inch mowers. One of them is a 29 horsepower Cowie, just carbureted, and the other one is a 35 horsepower Kohler. Well, the Cowie drinks twice as much gas as the Kohler, and the Cowie is less horsepower. So that's a big deal to me when it comes to fuel, because I'm thinking, damn, every time I have to fill this mower up, and then I have to turn right around, and the other mower I don't fill up for 2 days when I'm filling this one up every day, So see, I don't have a Ferris. There's a Ferris dealer up here in Noonan, but when I look at the price of the Ferrises, and one thing about Ferris that I've noticed as I'm doing my little research on mowers, because another thing, before I buy anything like this, I look, read, and look and read some more. The Cowie takes a lot more fuel, dude. It ain't even close, man. It's probably 35 to 40% more fuel. And this is not coming from somebody who just got these mowers yesterday. I've had both of these mowers for, I've had the Kohler engine mower for about 5 years, and I've had the Cowie for 2. And it's a huge difference, dude. I mean, it's so much so that I'm gonna any engine I get on the mower I'm fixing to buy is gonna be EFI engine. It's going to be a fuel injected, man, because that's just it saves more gas, and they have more power for less fuel. You would never think a 29 horsepower would drink more fuel than a 35 horsepower, but it does. I'm living it. I'm seeing it. And since I got this freaking truck out here that gets 7 miles through the gallon, I need to save some fuel somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, now there is the downside. The fuel injected, I can't fix nothing on it. If it don't start, I'm stuck.
More expensive if something goes wrong. I mean,
for the most part on the Kohler engine, I haven't had a lot of problems with it once they put the correct engine on there. They kept having problems with the cheap. Kohler had a big issue with their 35 horsepower EFI engines for about 2 years, and they had to put 2 engines on that mower for free. So the third time they put an engine on it, they put the updated version of the engine on it, and I have had no problems with it since. I like the Vanguard engine too. The Vanguard makes a good engine to me. Before I started everything out with the Quest mower, it had a 20 horsepower Vanguard. And man, I got 1,900 hours out of it, and it was still running. It was getting a little weak, and it wouldn't it wouldn't charge the battery. And so I said, man, hell, I was going to buy another engine. I bought another engine for $1,400 or something, and dropped it on myself. It was so easy. Got to be able to do stuff like that, though. And the Kawasaki engine on my carbureted mower, it's fine now that I fixed the throttle cable. You know, but it does drink a lot of fuel. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I get it. I get about I've pretty much figured out and I love knowing, my numbers. But I've pretty much figured out that I'll go through about a gallon an acre is what I'll do.
That's carbureted engine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I know that Kohler Command Pro on that thing. It really gets good gas. It's impressive, I gotta say. And that's the mower that I don't use all the time. I didn't put the twills on that one. I put the twills on the other one. The 35 Moco is the one that I have on my 60-inch mower. And any of you guys that watch my videos, y'all know if it's a 60-inch mower, man, I cut a lot of big stuff down here in Georgia, man, and I needed 29 horsepower or better on a 60-inch deck. That's just me, Down here where I live at, see, I don't cut a lot of these little yards. I'm cutting 4 acres of that crap, So I have you got plenty of fans, Danny. I'm your #1 fan, Danny.
Look, Moco's I signed all of his trimmers when he came up and visited. He wanted me to sign all of his trimmers. So I signed all of his trimmers so you can sell that guy that's a fan one of them trimmers. Be like, I got a signature on a trimmer.
Yes, yeah. Somebody said all says Cali is good. I agree. Yeah, but moving forward, and you learn these things, y'all. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna start a lawn care business and know everything that somebody knows after 10 years or 12 years. There's a lot of little things that you can do along the way to save yourself, big effort and time and money,
Yeah, Jeff, on the 60.
Yeah. Having a big enough trailer to haul 2 mowers is critical if you want to step up your game. Start out with one small trailer, but then you buy mowers, you gotta have a trailer that can haul 2 mowers.
Yeah, I bought a 6. What was mine? My first trailer was a 6x12, and then I was like, man, and then I started upgrading stuff, and I was like, dang, I need a bigger trailer, so I just went straight to the 7x16. I was like, whatever, and now I think, if I, it's plenty big. I don't need anything bigger than that. I honestly don't believe. But, eventually I want somebody to take over my mowing. And this year I want to get into fertilization, and I want to go buy, a Z spray or a Steel Green or something. And I just want to start doing the fertilization side of it.
Yeah. Well, the fertilization, there's money in that, man. There's money in that. And I'd like to move a step away from the lawn care too.
He said, I'm selling a signed 94RM professionally used for $5.
Come on, man.
Ray will take it. Send it to him.
I'll send you 10, dog.
I haven't even signed it, though. I don't know where he got signed at. It ain't signed. I'm both love y'all's channels. Thanks, Jonah. Fertilization is where the big bucks is, man. I really want to get into it.
I got a customer of mine. He has that's what he does. And I tell you what, I was cutting his house, and dude lives in a huge house, big acres, swimming pool. Dude makes a lot of money. He's got his shop out here, and I cut the shop, and every now and then he'll have me come cut his house, and he's actually in the field doing the work. He's spraying the lawns he's got a couple of them trucks with the big tanks and stuff on them, and he makes good money, man. Really, he pays me. He's one of the few customers that pays me 6 months in advance, the whole 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And that don't mean you got a lot of money, but that means you're not really worried about too much, And he worked for Scott's for a long time, and then like in '95 or so, he got away from them and started his own gig, and he does a lot of the new development stuff, the HOA stuff and all that. So there's a lot of money in it, man. And I don't know for sure, but I don't think you have to have as as much equipment as you have to have in the lawn care. You know,
right? Yeah, I don't think so neither. I think the cost starting out, I mean, to get good stuff, like I'm the top man. If I'm going to do it, I'm going all in. I mean, that's just who I am. I'm the type of person that if I believe if I'm going to do something, I might as well just spend the money and do it right the first time and not have to, continuously sell to upgrade. Just spend the damn money and get the good stuff.
As long as I'm educated on my clientele and I know it's something that I can do, I don't mind spending. I understand it takes money to make money. I ain't scared to spend no money. I definitely. But see, I don't have time. It goes right back to I don't have no freaking time because I don't have no freaking good health that can drive a truck. That it ain't about money. It ain't about It's more about just finding somebody that wants to work. Number one, out a freaking driver's license. I don't know. That's foreign to me.
That's the problem with everywhere. I mean, it's just
that won't take your equipment and try to cut Pawpaw's yard.
Right. I mean, you was so mad. I thought you was going to get out and literally like just.
I slept on that all weekend, man. And I said, man, this dude's got about 10 of my shirts. And I said, you got 10 of my shirts, and I don't owe him no money. I said, I need him to come to work on Monday where I can owe him money so I can get my freaking shirts back. So what I did is I piled all the heavy stuff on Monday instead of Wednesday. And I piled it all on Monday. We did all the Monday work. Got to where I owed him about $100. And then I fired him at the end of Monday. Told him, I said, I don't need you no more. And I said, bring my shirts back and I'll give you a check. You got to be like that. You hate to it sounds scandalous and like you're scheming. Well, you kind of got to be that way. He's scheming on me, so I just had to drop down to his level and scheme with him.
Right.
I mean, he's 20 years old, so he's a 20-year-old schemer. I'm a 50-year-old schemer, so he don't stand a chance. What's up, Green Stooges? How you doing, man?
That is business. Yeah, workers are the hardest part, man. It's so hard to find anybody everybody wants to work until you offer them a job. And then it's, I can't do it. I can't start tomorrow or the next day because I've already got plans. And it's always excuse. It's just crazy to me, man. It's crazy. Well,
I got this one guy just started, a couple of weeks ago. He's a kid. He's 20 years old. Don't know nothing, man. And which that's good in a way, but man, I have to watch everything, man, because there's so many things that you could screw up. I mean, It's just people from the outside looking in and say, "Oh, it's just cutting grass." No, it's a little bit deeper than that, man. You got to be good with the equipment. You can't be dogging my equipment out, or I'm gonna fire you.
Right? Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. Oh, it's just cutting grass. Yeah, I've been doing this. So, man, I tell you what, first thing I started doing. I can't find nobody anyway, so it don't matter because and when they do show up before I even get them on the truck, because I'm like, man, I'm gonna get to these properties. These people ain't gonna have a clue what the heck they doing, even though they said they did, and here I am trusting them. You know what? Start that damn trimmer up. There's a field across my street. Go over there. Show me you know how to trim. Walk a straight damn line and trim and then come back to me, even 10 feet. I will know real quick whether you know how to use that thing or not.
And I've handed guys a little chainsaw, so I do tree work sometimes, in the wintertime. And I'll have a guy who wants to work and I'll have a chainsaw in my hand and I'll just hand it to him. And I can tell by the way he grabs it out of my hand and he's holding it if he's got any experience with a chainsaw, and it ain't running or nothing. I'm just handing it to him,
right?
And I can read all of his body language and everything and tell that he ain't familiar with it, and that's okay to a certain degree.
Just don't tell me you've got experience and then show up and act like and then the excuses. I'm not used to this brand.
Especially with the weed. See, the thing about a weed eater, man, is you got to have them. You can't do this work without weed eating, and you got to have a guy on the weed eater that can move, that can get on around the properties. It don't matter. And to me, you would think, okay, a 21-year-old physically capable kid is fully capable of doing that. But if he can't think, then I'll run circles around him. because I ain't wasting those steps. When I see a guy weed eating over here by the water meter, and then I see him weed eating over here, and then I see him back over there by the freaking water meter, I'm like, what the hell?
Jill, all
Yeah.
American, man. Look, there you go. Look, I'm 270 pounds. Look, I ain't even bullshitting. I'm 270.
You're thinking about what you're doing.
I'm 270, man, and I like a lot of people. I tell these young kids, I'm like, man, don't let my fat butt outdo you, because I'm a big boy, and so I went and worked with Jeff to help him. One day I was like, how many you got, man? I was like, I ain't got nothing going on. He's going to mow. We had been getting rain. I'm like, I can't touch my properties. So I told him, I said, man, I'll just go help you. So I went and helped him. And, so I videoed, plus trimmed, edged, and blew, and everything. And it was just like, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so All American is the one that y'all see, with the, blowing the grass on the house, the last video I did. That's All American. So, he's like, man, I love watching you go around because your attention to detail is so great. You blow off the landscape, you blow off the side of the house, you blow off the slide, like, I mean, I'm just like that. Quality is my big thing, man. And it's crazy that a lot of people's like they look at me and they're like, oh, okay, well, he knows what he's doing, but he's probably going to be slow. And then when we get out there, it's like totally different game changer. Like, I mean, I had a company that I helped out, a buddy of mine. It's got a pretty decent company, man. And I went and helped him out one day, and he said, well, I'm going to take you and another guy, and y'all just going to trim. I'm going to mow. And by the end of the day, he said, man, if I knew you was as fast as you are, he said, I would have even brought the other guy.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I may be fat, but I ain't lazy,
Well, yeah. When I get out of the truck, I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Period. I'm thinking about, I know where the cubby holes are that you're likely to miss, and I'm going and I look at the property. I'm going to hit it this way. I'm going to swoop around the house and then come out. I always work from the back to the front because we got to come back to the truck no matter what.
Right.
So if I start in the front, then and when we pull up to a job, I say, okay, now take the little mower or whatever you need to the back, and do the back. And then work your way back to the truck. These guys, man, they'll get out of the truck and they'll grab the blower and they'll start blowing off the road. I ain't even cut the freaking front yard yet. I mean, can't you see where I'm at on the mower, dude? I said, why don't you go back there and blow off where you just got done cutting and weed eating in the back, and by the time you get to the front, I'll be done, and I'll probably done have the street blowed off for you with a mower. Well, most of the time I can blow the street off with a mower.
It's so funny that you say that because I had a guy helping me, and I'm still mowing the front yard. I just got done with the left side of the driveway. I'm fixing to start the right side of the driveway, and he coming down through there with a blower, and here I come right behind him, just woof, grass all over the freaking driveway again. And I'm just looking at him like, man, what are you doing? Like, why are you blowing? We ain't done. Like, why are you grabbing a blow? You're just wasting my gas.
Yeah, and then what happens then is they start crying about how tired they are. Well, they don't walk 2 extra miles going back and forth and here and there, and I'm like, dude, I'm 50 years old. I'll run around this house and be back. I'll run around this house and be on the mower. I average on most of my properties. There's 15 minutes of weed eating time maybe on the average. And you do have some where there's more, but y'all know me. I'll spray that shit.
Yeah, right. Hey, Josh. Josh, did you get my video, Josh? If you did, you didn't reply, man. I'm pretty upset with you. Let me see here. I got a message too. Hang on. I know. He told me. He said, because I was talking to him one day, and I said, man, I said, I'll freaking no, it don't show you even got it, man. Look, I did this video just for Moco, because he thought I was lying, man. Like, I get on a Z Master on these big properties, And you can ask Jeff, All-American, man. I don't play around. I'm full throttle, balls to the wall, as fast as it'll go, and just throwing the grass out, boy, and not missing a beat. But you know, I mean, yeah, All-American, man. He'll tell you that you know, he Josh thought I was playing, so I took a video the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I need to video this because that I thought about Josh while I was, you know, going full throttle. And I said, here you go, man. Like here's a video showing that that I really do go full throttle when I'm doing some of these properties because it's nothing but weeds anyway. It ain't like it's going to matter.
But see, I always work from the back to the front. And let me tell you why is usually when you load the mower up, shit falls off the bottom of the mower. So when you pick the trailer ramp up, you got crap right there. And if you don't blow the road off, that means the guy's got to reach in the rack, get the blower out again, and blow it again, you know. So I've just learned that going from the back to the front, and I try to get the back buttoned up. You know, I tell the guys, hey man, let's go to the back first, and then I can close that back gate. Okay, done, and I can put all my attention on the front. And what I mean.
He said, Danny, your advice landed me an extra 160 a week. Go fast, LMAO.
Yeah.
Look, man, you can go fast and still have quality. Like, let's just be real.
You can. And another thing too, I get these guys on the mowers. They don't know how to run a mower, or they don't know it ain't about the 3-point turn and none of that. So I don't never even ask them to do that. Oh no. Usually when we're on these big cuts, it's round and round and round. You know, I never ask them to do anything that's going to require a whole lot of thinking, because you're just asking for problems. Then if you want them to make a 3-point turn and all that, well, they have to figure that out on their own. Most of the time, if we're on a property that requires that, then I'm going to be cutting that area that requires that. You know, and I won't send the guys by themselves to do anything like that. Now, there's one property that I do that I'll send the guys to. It's a pristine yard, but I send them over there with that commercial 30, you know, and you can't, you know, the commercial 30 lays nice stripes and, you know, it's a push mower. So, you know, they can't hardly mess that up, you know. Though I have had them cut it too short and too high. You know, I mean, dude, it's always.
Or they don't even put the deck. Dude, I've had people that know how to mow, and I get them out in a field now that needs to be cut, so I can, you know, I can focus on this nice area that needs to be done. You go mow the field real quick because that's more than likely I'm going to use the 60 on it. Man, they'll be out there that don't even turn the damn blades on, Ray. And I'm like, looking at them like, they ain't even know nothing.
I had a buddy of mine's wife working for us, and I was cutting a 40-acre field, and had a house there, a big old house there too. And so, you know, I had all 3 mowers going. I had the 72 out there, and both the 60s I got, and the 44-inch mower. And so I put her on the big 72, and I put her up in a big field, and I showed up. I cut a line out. I said, just go round and round. That's simple, man. So I didn't have to watch her. I go back up there an hour later, and she didn't drop the deck. Been cutting for an hour, and the deck was all the way up in transport, man.
I did it. I've did it. Minnesota said I forgot to put the deck down and did the perimeter. I've did it before too, man. I've done it. I can't lie. But usually I usually don't even make a whole perimeter pass before I realize it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like looking at, because I'm always looking at the discharge most of the time. And so I'm like, okay, I know this grass was taller than that. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to drop the deck.
Yeah. I've done that, and I'm always looking at the discharge, man, because well, that's my sign if I'm cutting too short or too high. Because you might be able to cut a yard in April or May. You might be able to cut it on, I don't know, down here we cut them short. You might be able to cut it on 2.75, you know, in April or May. Well, you try 2.75 in July, you got problems. Mm-hmm. You got problems. You done made a big mess and scalped the yard and everything. So I can't, on my list I print out every day, I can't put, okay, this yard needs to be cut on 2.75 and this yard needs to be cut. I had a guy weed eat the wrong yard, and
I did it. Look, man, I was solo one day. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like I was solo. I've been cutting this yard for 2 years, man, 2 years. And I pull up and I'm like, because they got these little trees in front of their yard. Well, so does the neighbor. So, I didn't even think. I look and I'm like, oh, they changed the landscaping. Nothing unusual. They do it all the time. So I pull up and I'm like, all right, So I literally mow the whole damn front yard. And then I'm like, I go to get the key for the gate. And I'm like, I'm at the wrong damn house.
Man, they got
a free mow, so I just blew it all off and went on next door and mowed it. I was like, whatever. First time I've ever done it. First time I've ever done it.
And I'm trying to get out of there before they come home.
But I did it. I did it one time. I ain't even gonna lie. I did it once. It's the first time I've ever done it. But
Bo went up on the wrong yard and we needed the whole property. More than once, y'all. More than once. But I know everybody sees Bo and his knuckleheadness, but dude, you put a weeder in that boy's hands, he don't miss nothing. He don't miss nothing. And see, the reason there's a certain,
I was trying to get the neighbor, man. That's what it was. I was like, here's your free cut.
Right. I lost the customer behind that last week. They said they'd do it for free, and they did it for free, and now they charged them $25 a pop, and I was charging $50. And I'm like, dude, you can have it for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So people are always going to be trying to undercut you, man.
Oh yeah,
always, man, always. And then with this COVID virus out, people at home, every mom and pop think they can come out here and cut grass, and they go undercut.
$20, I got it for 20. I cut lawns for 20. Contact me.
And then they get a flat tire and they're bankrupt. So
yeah.
Well, bend a blade, you never see them again.
Man, I was going and bidding properties that a guy went out of business. He was trying to sell me his properties, and I said, "Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you." I said, "When you go out of business, who are they going to call?" I said, "I'm number one on Google.
That's right.
Like, who are they going to call, man? They're going to call me anyway. Why would I buy them from you?" So, it was just that's how I felt about it. So I started getting these calls from these people over the next couple of weeks, and I was going and bidding these properties, man. And this guy was doing 2-acre properties with chain link fence in the back, white picket fence all across the front yard. I mean, lots of damn trimming. And I go bid this one property, and I'm like, all right. So I measure it out, and then I'm thinking, okay, well, this is what I would normally charge for the acreage, but yet we've got this fence and all these trees and this fence. And I'm like, it'd be $150 a week. And she's like, oh, well, the last guy was doing it for $80. Well, there's a good reason why he went out of business.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
I've had customers drop me.
And he was doing it every 2 weeks for $80. I was like, there ain't no way. I was just nice. I said, I'm just going to be honest. I wouldn't touch this property for $80. Not even weekly.
And I ran into the same thing. I was working over in an area, and I had about 8 lawns over there. Well, not 8, probably had about 5 lawns over there. And there was an old guy, he was an old retired pilot. And he'd been doing, he had about 30 of them over there. And it's a nice area. They got a big lake there, and he says, I see him from time to time, every 2 weeks I was over there. We'd talk sometimes and stuff. And so he pulled up to my truck one day, and he says, hey, Ray, I'm fixing to move to Arizona. You want my customers? And I'm thinking, well, damn, I hit a windfall. Sweet, I'm in, and so I take the next day, and this is probably 8 years ago. I take the next day and I go over there and I meet with him, and I ride around with him in his truck, and he's introducing me to all the customers, and he gave me a map of where all the properties are and everything, and he was doing those properties so freaking cheap that I only see how he's paying for fuel. And so so I go over there and I say, okay, well, I'm going to charge, $90. And he was charging like 50 or something, for the same, I'm like, and so I ended up losing every one of those customers in hell before the end of the season. Some of them I quit. They were not wanting to pay me good money, and you can't live in $1 million house and give me $40 to cut your grass.
Right.
Hell no, man. You might find somebody to cut it. Just ain't gonna be me, man.
Well, I had a lady email me, and she wanted it. Well, she called me. She wanted an estimate on a duplex. And I mean, I showed up, Ray, this thing is like 2 passes on each side and in the back with a 48-inch. I mean, in and out 10 minutes tops probably. And, I mean, I've got my thing of $35. Like that's, hey, it's going to be $35. She's already told me she wanted weekly, and I'm like, she's like, can you do it for 30? And I told her, I said, look, I said, it's just so damn small, man. I've got to literally, I pass right by the damn thing anyway. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do it for 30 as long as I never have to pick up any trash. If there's ever trash, I'm going to take a picture and you're going to be charged.
30, what's up?
And so she's like, oh yeah, you'll never have to pick up any trash, blah, blah, blah. I said, that's fine. As long as it's going to be weekly, $30, I'll do it because I'm literally I'm right there any damn way. What's 10 minutes? 10 minutes for $30? Shit, I'll take it. I'm passing by you right every time I'm in the area. I might as well take it. It ain't like it's off my route or anything.
Right.
Well, so I did take a $30 property, guys. Like, I preach all the time about 35, 35, 35. But man, I couldn't let it go.
They can't cry about nothing. If I'm doing it for $40, they can't cry about nothing. They better not never get a message from them about nothing, man. They better pay like they're supposed to too.
Yeah.
These now as I take on more customers, I charge more money. I have a $40. I do $40 minimum, and that's bi-weekly. So that will be the same as $20 weekly.
Yeah, see, I don't do anything. I've got some bi-weeklies, but the only bi-weeklies I have are mostly all commercial properties.
Right.
And they pay, man. They pay. And you know what? If you're willing to pay, hey, I'll do it. But I don't like taking on a lot of I don't like the residential bi-weeklies. I feel like that's the people that's just going to drop me when the next person comes along for $5 cheaper. I feel like it's just more headache when I get rained out. That I've got, now I've got every bi-weekly on the same week, and it's like, oh great, well I just screwed myself.
Yeah. You're right, man. I battle with that every year, and I've been battling with that for the last 3 or 4 days, especially. But at this point, my customers all know me,
right?
So they know me. It's hard to fire me because they know me. They know I got the best interest of the property at heart, and they don't know that if they hire somebody else, even if they're $10 cheaper or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that. They don't know that they're not coming there and take their freaking green egg out behind their house. They don't. I mean, they don't know. They don't know nothing about the people. So I found that most of the time the customers like to keep the same people coming to the property.
Yeah.
And I play on that. I press that.
They can trust you. They know what to expect. I mean, they don't have to worry about anything.
Well, he cuts my mama's yard, and he cuts my cousin's yard. He cuts my son's yard. You see, so if one of them fires his home, why'd you fire Ray for? And next thing you know, so a lot of times that peer pressure from neighbor to neighbor too keeps you in the game too.
Yeah.
I just picked up an entrance to a neighborhood that I was doing. The guy, HOA guy, called me and says, "Hey, we were paying the other guy $25," and I'm like, "Dude." I said, I don't do anything for $25, man. I said, these homes in here are 750 plus, and I look at that too. You got to look at what people are capable of paying. If I pull up to a property and it's a run-down shack, but it needs cutting, I'm gonna give them a better deal than if I pull up to a property that's $1 million home and it needs cutting.
Right.
It can be the same square footage.
2 acres for $50, right?
Yeah, I'm like, no wonder you don't have a lawn care guy.
Oh, right.
And I told that HOA president, this was 2 weeks ago. I said, no. He said, well, you're doing the ones right there and the 2 right there at the entrance, the 2 properties, 5 acres each. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm doing them. I said, I have to work to do them. I said, why would I? The benefit of that is on me. And you're not going to reap the benefit of me already being there. I'm going to reap the benefit of me already being there. He's trying to get my benefit because I happen to already be there.
Right.
And he knows I'm capable because each of these properties are 5 acres each. And I've been doing them for a few years. So, for him to try to lowball me like that, I'm like, man, I mean, and see, I used to get really angry about all that. I don't get so mad no more. I just let it roll right off my back. I said, I just chalk it up to ignorant about my expenses and all, and I'll just tell them what I'll charge. If you can't do that, then I'm sorry, I can't do the property. I said, but if you hire me, I'll make sure it's maintained. You won't have to worry about it no more. You know, right now you're having to worry about it. Let's take that worry off your plate for $50, man.
Right.
You know, I mean, no more worries. There's 40 houses up in that neighborhood, and they're all 750,000 or more. You know,
Ray's got a rant in every video. Every video, there's a rant.
It's called crying, man. I'm crying about shit, man.
30 damn minutes of crying every day.
Y'all gonna get 10 or 15 minutes of me crying about something, because there's plenty to freaking cry about out there. You know, plenty to cry about out there.
Bo done lost his damn SIM card. Somebody done took Bo's SIM card.
Yeah. So
Bo begging people for biscuits at Artie.
Dude, I don't know what he did that day, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I don't know what he did that day, y'all. I was
dying. I was like, did he really just do that? And then when he started admitting to it, I was like, oh shit.
I know, man. I don't never know what he's gonna say. I don't know if he's gonna come out of his mouth just crazy talk, or it's gonna make some sense. You know, like right now, y'all. He is the worst off-hour employee that you could possibly have. He doesn't have a phone. So right now, I don't know if he's going to come to work tomorrow or not. And see, that is where I have a problem, because I can't plan like I want to. And that's why I hired this other kid to come in. And so if Bo don't show up tomorrow, me and the other kids, we can still knock out enough to where, I'm not going to get behind. You know, be a longer day for Ray for sure, but that's okay. You can't really plan anything behind guys like Bo, because he could get arrested. I mean, he's living in the street. He could be walking down the road with a 6-pack in his hand, drinking a beer, and he going to jail. So
he gone.
Yeah, and the only way I'll know that is he calls me collect. So, hey Ray, can you put my paycheck on the books, man? But man, y'all gonna have guys like that, y'all. If you don't go through guys like that, then you're lucky. How many guys? How many guys have you had work for you, Danny, over the years? Right, exactly.
Well, see, I don't have really enough. I've never had enough work to keep somebody full times.
Right.
And so, usually if I have somebody help me, it's to play catch up from rain.
Right.
But I've had, plenty come and go that said that they knew what they was doing. I've had young kids, say, hey man, my son wants to work. He can do this, he can do that, and then don't make it half a day and sits in the truck the rest of the day while Danny's solo doing it anyway. So there's been a lot. But if I ever found that one person, man, I'm picky, I can be picky. I don't need to be 5 days a week.
Right.
I can do it solo, be 2.5 days a week.
52 inch.
I mean, people can believe what they want, man. I make plenty of money. Like all my equipment's paid off. I don't owe nothing. What do you think my money's going for? I've got a house and my wife's car, and then just the regular standard bills, insurance and things like that, maintenance on the mowers, gas like everybody else does. But man,
that goes back to being smart with your money, though. So you got to be smart with your money, whether you're doing 100 lawns, 200 lawns, or 10 lawns. You got to be smart with your money.
Like, here's the biggest thing I get, I guess, is what do you do during the winter? And I'm like, I don't do anything. And they're like, oh, your wife supports you? And I'm like, hell no, my wife don't support me. Like, we split the bills. We split everything half, 50-50. She has her money, I have my money. And that way I can't say she's spending money. She can't say I'm spending money.
We do the same thing here.
And that's just how it is. And so when wintertime's here, if my half of the bills is $1,800 for the month, well, by God, I better have my $1,800,
Right.
And so usually by August, I've already got my money saved up for winter. My winter fund's there, and I keep it. I'm ready for 5 months.
Yeah,
5 months.
I do the same thing.
And December, January, February, March, April, I'm pretty set for because I'm guaranteed that, you know, I may start in April, but my bills are paid for that month. You know, maybe I start in March. That's even better. But
I do that too, man. I pay my like during the summer, I pay my mortgage all the way up to like February, March. But see, having the skid steers kind of changed my thinking a little bit. I don't have to do that. I still do that because out of habit. Because there have been winters where I was broke, dude. I mean, literally broke. I mean, for real, y'all. $200 in the bank account and mortgage due. You know, I mean, everybody sees, you know, what I'm doing now, but you know, you don't see the struggle it took to get here because I didn't have no money for a freaking camera. I couldn't afford internet. I mean, you know, these are all things everybody sees. Well, man, he's doing good. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of struggle to get to that point. And over the years, I've tricked myself into making sure I get all my stuff paid. Like I pay my mortgage throughout the winter during the summer. Like now, I think now I've paid every mortgage up to December. So I don't owe another mortgage payment until January 1st as of right now. But by the time the end of the summer gets here, I'll be into April. And it's easy. It's not a problem because money, and I keep going back to that, money is all about discipline and self-discipline and being able to let go of a chunk of money and be able to know and believe in yourself that I'm gonna get that money back.
Right.
When I took that $3,000 down there to that trailer place and I gave them that $3,000 in cash and then $1,000 over the phone a week before, 5 weeks before that, you know, I knew and I'm very confident that I'm gonna get that money back. It's just a matter of me being disciplined with my money that I have left and be able to make it until that money starts coming back to me. And, you know, and sure, it don't come back in a lump sum like that, but it comes back in a lot of other ways. I can haul more machines. I don't have to worry about flat tires. I don't have to worry about bent axles. I don't have to worry about, you know, all the things that was going wrong with the red trailer. I don't have to worry about none of that. So even though it's not giving me money, it's making where I don't have to spend as much on stupid shit and downtime.
Right.
I mean, you know, that it's all about just step by step by step by step. Most people, I believe, and I don't know if this is true, but my thinking is most people that say, you know, you graduate high school, mom and daddy buys you a nice rig and trailer and everything, you're probably not going to be successful. Probably not. I mean, you might. I'm sure there are some, but you're probably not going to appreciate it like you would if you had to
pay for it yourself, right? And work for it.
And I ain't saying don't borrow money from dad and things like that, but strategic moves along the way. You know, I bought many trailer setups from guys just like that.
Mommy's got a surprise for you. Oh, okay. I know what it is. All right. Okay, Daddy will be up there in a minute, buddy. Okay.
Would you pay for the perfect trimmer hand? Ray, what would you pay the perfect trimmer hand per hour? A good guy, a good guy. If he can weed eat good and run a mower good, I'll bring him in about $15 an hour if I know that, and then he can make even more than that once he can drive the truck and everything. I'll give him $22 an hour if he can. But I don't know if you watched the video the other day. I did a video the other day where I talk about the pay, and the pay is like this. I bring them in at a certain amount of money. I try to stay away from the hourly rate because the hourly rate does not invoke efficiency. So say a guy comes in and he's $13 an hour. But I say, okay, let's base it on what the business makes. So if he works today and he works 6.5 hours today, he gets $90 or whatever. Well, he's going to make that same $90 in the next month and do it, but it's not going to take him as long to do the work because he done picked up what I'm putting down. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he is in control of his own raise by limiting his hours out there. You see, when you first come out there, he might spend 7 hours out there and get $80, you know, but the way my business is set up, I'm going to do those same yards in every 2 weeks. So by the time he gets to the third cut, he done trimmed 7 hours. He went from 7 hours to 5 hours, but he's still making the $80, you see. So the quicker he picks up, whoever it is working for me, picks up what I'm doing and listens to what I'm telling them and get everything streamlined to where he knows what he's doing, then he makes more money by the sheer fact that he's not out there as long, you know. So that's how I do the pay. I mean, $17 to $19 an hour. I'm not going to bring anybody in at $17 an hour, man. You're going to have to show me something for that.
You better be running my crew for 17 to 19 an hour.
Yeah, you don't have to drive a truck and everything. But again, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to say, okay, man, I'm going to look at the business. Say the business makes $900 today. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give. Out of that 900, I'm gonna factor in my head. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna give this guy 100, give this guy 100. We're gonna say 100 for fuel. So that's 300, 600 left for the business. And now, if you want to spend 10 hours to get that $100, well, that's on you, man. I know that we can do it in 6 hours or 5 hours. I know that because I've been doing this a long time. So you can't come out here and tell me, well, it took me 3 hours to weed eat this backyard when I can go back there and weed it in 35 minutes. You know, you need to get down to 35 minutes is the way I'm seeing it. You know, once you get there, then your pay rate goes up because you're not out there as long. And that's just how I do it. If I tell them $17 an hour, then I'm stuck with that number too. And I don't like that. I don't like being stuck with. You might be sorry as hell. You might know everything you're doing. You might know exactly what to do, but you just might want to drag Ray in and Ray's time. And I ain't gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you run me up like that. I'm gonna tell you when you get in the truck in the morning, I'm gonna tell the guys what they're gonna make for that day. And they got a choice right then if they want to work that day or not, you know. And it's always friendly. Most of the guys work for me. We usually get off around 2:00 and they usually make about $450 a week, give or take. Something like that, you know. We get started about 8:30, you know, and keep in mind, I've been doing there's not a property that I got that I have not done by myself more than once. That's critical too before you hire guys. You got to know what each job entails. You can't just hire a guy out of the blue when you ain't never even done the property and be able to tell him how much he's going to make. I know the properties.
Last question. I know. Well, apparently I told the wife we'd do something at 8 and at 7:43. I honest to God, because you were talking about eating, I was like, oh, well, Ray ain't going to be on very long because he's got to eat. Do you give 15-minute breaks every 2 hours and a lunch every 4?
Okay, you asking me that? Okay, well, the way I do that is the breaks come in the truck when we're between jobs. You know, because sometimes we're riding 20 minutes between jobs, or we might do 2 jobs, and then again I go right back. I put it on them. I say, if y'all want to take an hour for lunch, then we'll be working an hour later. You know, if y'all want to just eat a little breakfast and then bust ass till 2:00, well, we're done at 2. You can go on about your life. I'm going about mine. And if you want to go to La Fiesta and sit down and have a big boy lunch, well, then you're gonna be out here to 4:00. You know. And so, you know, I kind of leave it on them. The 15-minute breaks, if we're on one job, I'll do that. You know, I don't look at a watch or nothing. I say, hey, man, I just have a clock in my head. I say, hey, y'all, let's take a break, y'all. And we'll sit around for 10 or 15 minutes at the truck, drinking waters or whatever. And then we'll talk about what else we need to do while we're sitting there, you know. But just for the lawn maintenance, I don't do a lunch. I come home and eat lunch. I'm done for the day. I get home about 2:30, 3:00, and I'm eating lunch then.
Yeah, I tell people all the time. I say, man, if you want to stop for anything, you better let me know because I don't stop.
I don't stop either. Dude, I've had guys out there, man, that want to stop after every job. We'll do a $50 yard and they're ready to stop at the store. I said, dude, you can watch. I ain't stopping at no store. We can ride by 5 stores. The only way I'm gonna stop at the store is if I need fuel.
He said, you eat a Sammy?
I eat a Sammy every day at lunch, man. Hey, y'all, it's been cool, man. I know I don't do this often, man, but it's been cool, man.
Me and Ray gonna have to do this again. I'll get him back up here. Get him back up here one weekend, guys. Maybe we can do it on a Friday or a Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean,
time, and that way, there's a lot more people on here. And I mean, hell, 24 people still ain't bad, but that way there's a lot more people on here, and we can get some questions rolling in about because there's so much that he could just talk and talk and talk.
I can tell you, I got a
He's been
story.
doing this for a long time, so
It's wearing on my brain, y'all. Come on, man. Which one is it gonna be, y'all? Which one? I don't know, man.
he should just go demo a Toro.
Damn, man. Maybe I'll go get a Spartan, y'all.
Yeah, I've heard good things about them mowers, man. Like I really have heard very good things about them mowers.
But the way I see it, you put a 37 horsepower on any mower, you got a bad mower.
Yeah. But they got a oh no, who is it? What gauge? I think somebody's got a 3 gauge deck.
A what?
3 gauge deck.
Is that the Spartan?
Maybe.
Yeah, I heard that they're built good, but when you get all the way up to the 37, 38 horsepower or 35, 37 horsepower,
Bad boy.
Yeah, you're at 11 or 12,000 right there. You know, you're still up there. You know, I mean, if I'm gonna go 12,000, I'm gonna probably go with a X Mark or Skag because I get X Mark.
It's got a reputation.
Yeah, I mean, I get a Skag for that. And Bad Boy, I was gonna look at a Bad Boy too, man, but there ain't no dealers around here, man.
All right, y'all save up the questions for Ray. We're gonna get him back on here. I promise.
I'll get on here, y'all. I just
He'll be back. He'll be back.
We'll see y'all later, man. Peace out, man.
Y'all have a good one, Ray. You stay there a minute. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody. And save up your questions. We are out. Look at that, man. Just all right. The teaser.